Welcome back to Swimpros News.
Hello.
Dude, this is 20th, week 20 already that we're doing this.
Damn.
Yeah,
Time flies.
because I keep track of the numbers. Okay, so we got something really important. So what we're doing, you talk about it. I'll just like frame it up. Let me just go live on Instagram also.
Sure.
But basically, we've had good experiences, right? When we do a live call for parents and the swimmers, everybody who's interested in swim camps, to just kind of explain a bit more what our coaching philosophy and all that is. And we're doing that next Tuesday. So do you want to give like a quick run through what it is that we're going to cover and all that? And then I'll show them the website. It's actually already at the bottom, swimpros.com/camps. It's free, obviously. I'll show you the site in a second.
Yeah. So during that call Tuesday, basically we added a couple of camps, right? We're gonna talk about those. What is maybe a little bit different about those camps to the other ones? Going to go into some detail about them. More detail than what we usually do during the news and maybe our other platforms as well. Then obviously, invite the parents or the swimmers, by the way, to ask questions. It's not your usual Q&A, but kind of like generic questions. What is going into our coaching philosophy, why this works. We'll have some proof in there for sure. And I think that's kind of why these calls are interesting, right? It's because you kind of see the A to Z what we're doing at Swimpros without actually experiencing it, but maybe we'll have a guest speaker on there. One of our swimmers as guest speakers would be cool, and
cool. And I mean, we can go behind the
something?
scene. Yeah, I mean, we can go behind the scenes. That's like one of the cool things, that we can share some data that we have measured from previous camps, why they're
Yep.
saying it's an experience of a lifetime, why they're swimming best times, like 28 out of 35 hit I mean, it's pretty crazy, a personal best in their main event after training pretty much doubles every day, right? So physical
Also,
training.
why is 100% coming back?
Yeah, yeah. Which is also crazy. So there's some stats. We measured some underwaters and everything. So if you're interested in that, the link is right there, swimpros.com/camps. I'll show you what the page looks like. It's just, it's a really simple, let me see if that loads. Yeah. So it's a really simple page, just kind of saying when the call is. So it's at 9 p.m. Zurich time on Tuesday, which is 8 o'clock UK time. We plan for 60 minutes. The presentation is probably just going to be 30 minutes. And after that, people can ask questions.
Max.
It is for all competitive swim families. So ages 8 and up. We have different groups, obviously, based on performance and based on age. And also we have a brand new location that we're going to reveal on the call, right? So there's more. We have camps over the summer. We have camps in October, New Year's, Easter, and then summer again. There will be clinics later on and stuff. But for now, if you've ever been interested or you're like kind of looking for, you'll dropped out. Anyway, if you're looking for or have been looking for a camp where it's, I would say, performance does matter. But what matters even more is that they're having an experience of a lifetime, right? That they're having fun, they're making new friends, that their mental game gets leveled up. And that's what the Swimpros camps stand for. And you just, you just opt in basically, and you're going to get an invitation with a Zoom link. And even if you register and you can't make it live, you're automatically going to get sent the recording. Okay. So I have an overview here. There's a pretty cool interview that I did with one of the swim moms after the camp last year. And that's that, right? So I encourage you to register and show up. It's going to be pretty cool. And what else? Let me try to unshare here. Cool. And then the other thing that we have inside the school group, And the link for that one, if you don't know it yet, it's school.com/mindgympro. It's now 1,400 swim families that are in there. And what we're going to do, we have a 3-day challenge this week with the parents. So that's already started. That's going, we're rocking. We're on day 3 tonight. And then tomorrow is going to be a bonus session, Q&A, and talk a bit more about the academy for, and we have something very special planned we've never done before, but I can't say that yet. That'll be out tomorrow. But after the challenge, so basically starting next week, inside of the school group, we will do a mini 30-day challenge. So what that means, let me just add Yule back in here. What that means, oopsie, is that we will, because over the years, we've been doing this for like 6 years, we have found a couple of tools that literally take you a minute or two. There's going to be a 1, 2, 3 minute video every single day with one tip that you can implement right away that will make a huge difference. Now, the idea is not that you implement all 30 at once, but it's going to be a 3-minute video explaining what the tip is, and it's going to drop one day and then the next day and the next day and the next day. So for example, things we're definitely going to cover and throw in there is ankle flexibility, how to stretch your ankles and why to do it, right? That would be one. Another one would be the 3-to-1 carbs to protein ratio right after the swim workout. So there's these little tips and tricks, hacks, call them hacks, that we found that work really well for competitive swimmers from like ages 8 to whatever, okay, work for everybody. And we're just going to share those, and it's completely free. The school group, I'll show you what the school group looks like so you have an idea. It is the best platform. We've done a lot of research on that stuff, but it's the best platform for online learning. You see here, there's like 1.4 thousand members, and here's the community part of it. And people share wins and learnings, and I made a post, for example, I showered with ice cold water for 2 months, here's what I learned. So there's a lot going on, but then that challenge will drop every day. You will see a new post here with a short video and something you can implement right away that will, promise you, elevate your swimmer's game. Okay, so that's new, and we're going to do that in May. So we're going to start next Monday, and then we're going to go for a full 30 days. Okay, and after that, we'll kind of package that in a course. But anyway, for everybody who's on school right now, it's going to be completely free. Okay?
Yep.
And then in the calendar, you'll just that as well, I added the Crazy Swim Camp Bonanza. Okay, so that's the call that we talked about. If you're interested in camps, you can come there. And then on the 19th, this is also really cool. We have our first parent mastermind. Okay, this is a new idea that we got, basically saying we do most of the work with the swimmers. And a lot of the club coaches, they don't want to really speak and engage the parents, which on the one hand, we can understand because they say they want to do their job. Okay, fair enough. They don't want to be like interrupted and be told what to do and what not to do. But at the same time, the parents, this is how we see it, play a huge role, a very important role in the swimmer's development, right? And more so when the swimmer is still living at home, right? Would you agree with that?
For sure. Also, and I tell this to all the parents that we meet or, touch base or meet or whatever, talk to. The swimmers could not do this without the parents, right? It's impossible. Swimming's expensive. Swimming's time consuming. I spoke to this athlete. She's in track and field, right? Actually, very, very, very good. So I spoke to her, and from Switzerland, and we were talking about trainings, right? So she's 19. She's top of Europe for sure. How often do you think she trains?
Oh, maybe like 4 or 5.
Yeah, and it's not just that it's 4 and 5. It's 1 hour 15.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
it's crazy.
And that's to be in top level worldwide. Versus in swimming, you swim 5 times a week for 2 hours. You're probably not even regional level.
Yep. Yeah, I remember in the military, we swimmers, we were always swimming, and then we saw like, and the wrestlers, they were working hard too. But then the track, I'm not saying they're not working hard, track and field, right? I'm not saying
No,
that. It's just very, very different.
completely different sport. Also, we are made for walking, running. We are probably not made to be fast in the water.
We're not made for the high. We're not made for the high catch. Yeah, it's got to be drilled in. It's got to be drilled in.
Funny shit.
I agree. So anyway, that's coming up, and the idea, right, with the mastermind is to it is not a lecture, it is not a teaching. It's actually what a mastermind is. You put people who are on a similar journey in the room, and you leverage everybody's experience. So we share what's working, what's not, and we align whatever the focus is for us with the kids in the academy. We're going to align that the parents best support that around home, right? So that's how we get exponential results and not like just baby steps. Because baby steps we're always going to get, but we're thriving for excellence at Swimpros, right? In and out of
For
the
sure.
pool.
For sure.
So that's that. And then, dude, the other thing, you know how we have the Gatorade half hour?
Yeah.
Cool with you if we like switch that up to like AI talk from like time to time and just do
Sure.
something crazy for like AI?
Sure. I love it.
And talk to the kids and we could just do some live builds where I fire up Claude bot or whatever, and then they tell me like a use case, something they would love to kind of do and don't know how to do it, and then we'll just build it with them so they see what it's capable of, because I feel like this is one of the skills you don't want to sleep on for the next couple of years.
Makes sense.
Cool, because we can still keep the Gatorade half hour to like check and see what the community needs and stuff, but we could every other week or so we could replace it with like an AI talk thing.
Now, I have a win from today.
Tell me.
I did. So Sophia, right? One of our swimmers, mostly butterfly swimmer. This morning, warming up, I looked at her. I'm like, dude, we need to do something with your freestyle. We did 10 minutes of freestyle drills. And I had her swim freestyle, sprinting and easy after that. Completely different athlete. Completely different freestyle. I was just like, yeah. The coaches, I don't know, dude. It would be so easy to implement these things, and they're just not doing it. I mean, she posted the fastest 25 she's ever posted in the freestyle, by far.
Nice.
11.6 or something. Stupid.
Nice. I like to hear that. Well, she's going to D1 school, so hopefully she'll have.
Yeah, they're
better
gonna take
coaching
care
there.
of her for sure.
Dude, you know who wrote me an email? And he already sent me the document to like sign and stuff. You remember Fares from My Swim Pro? So he's doing something pretty cool. He is doing a coaching curriculum, which is like a 12-week thing. I don't know if he might actually run it on school or maybe not. I'm not sure. And so he has different experts. He does a little bit of it, and then he has like experts come in, and he asked me to do week 12, which is the psychology behind like performance and stuff. And he asked me if I wanted to be like a guest professor, and I wrote him back, yeah, so I'm going to do it. He's paying for it too. But I think, it's funny because you spoke to him and I spoke on LinkedIn for a while. And that coaching curriculum, dude, it looks really interesting. That's something that I'll ask him if we can get access to it as well, because there's some like, I think, pretty cool, expert speakers. So it's not like, I think you'll drop out again. So it's not like a official kind of university curriculum, but it's like with people that are street smart and learn on the job, that have a lot of experience. And we like that. Because also Yul and I, we didn't study swimming or anything. We just have a lot of experience in applied like working with competitive swimmers, if that makes sense, and parents. Okay. And I think that's all we have for today. We'll be back next week. Next week, I think a lot of the things that we were talking about will have shipped, will be updated so we can talk about those. And if, again, it's my call to action to you. If you're watching this and you kind of resonate with what we're saying, you're interested in faster swimming, you're interested in the mental game for like competition, but also how to practice faster and all that, and how to be a better more supportive swim mom or swim dad, come to that school group. It's school.com/mindgympro. It's completely free, and I think you're really going to love it. And I hope to see you there, and see you next week.